Afternoon. Thank you everyone for your interest in the Reinforcing Open Call in our project. We are recording the webinar, as you have heard from the audio message, and perhaps also a message was popping up on your screen. This is to have all the information that we are sharing today available also for the people that didn't have the possibility to attend today. So if you are not, you don't want to share your names and your personal data in this webinar, of course, you are free to join without your name and also not to appear in the video. So, and of course also to leave the webinar if you wish. But yeah, for our internal need to share the information in the webinar and all recording of the webinar, we need to record since the beginning this webinar. We are very happy to have you today and for your interest in the reinforcing call for proposal. During this info session, we would like to share the relevant information to apply to our first open call for proposals for small projects. We will go through a short presentation of the reinforcing project as a whole, and then we will dive into the details and features to apply to our open call. So try to have a look at the call text and the technical procedures and administrative procedures to apply for the call, and see what is the evaluation process and what happens after we hope a successful result of your submitted proposal. To start, a short round of presentation of the reinforcing partners here today. I'm Angela Simone. I'm the coordinator. I'm the lucky coordinator of this amazing project called Reinforcing on behalf of Bassetti Foundation, which is a civil society organization based in Milan, in Italy. We have been working on responsible innovation in designing and implementing principles and practices of responsible innovation for 30 years, so quite a lot of experience in this, interacting with a lot of actors working on open innovation, on innovators, of course, but also researchers, policymakers, and all the intermediaries in the innovation ecosystems, also enlarging our view and activities on the full world of research. And so perhaps also for this, we have been requested to lead the Reinforcing Consortium. Today with me, there is a part of my team, Anna Pellizzone, who is a professional public engagement and ROI expert since quite a lot of years and a lot of experience in European projects like me. And together with Bassetti Foundation, of course, there is the need of other excellent professionals, excellent institutions to design and conduct this open call. And for this call, the call coordinator is EBN, and I would like to pass the floor to Maria Jose Marquez to present herself and the institution she represents.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everybody, to be here today. My name is Maria Jose. I'm working on EVN, which is the European Business and Innovation Certain Network. And we gather the main actors and the main stakeholders in the innovation field, meaning incubators and accelerators, not only Europe, also around the world. We are now more than 165 members over 35 countries. So it means that we are more or less supporting directly and indirectly around 30K of startups. So maybe that's why we are in the consortium, to bring this innovation part, to bring all the startups. And I would like also to introduce you my colleague Nathalie Marchand, who is a membership officer at EVN, and she's in charge of engage all our network. Maybe Nathalie, you want to say some words as well?
With pleasure. Nice to meet you all. So as my colleague said, Nathalie Marchand, membership officer within EVN. I'm mainly in contact with all our members throughout the year to identify their needs, but also their strong points, in which type of activities and types of collaboration they're active. Mainly also identifying who are the ones working with large corporates and interested in open innovation, active also in research with many research laboratories. So my role in here will be indeed to inform most of our members about these good opportunities and convince them to engage in it. So nice to meet you all again.
Thank you, Nathalie.
Thanks a lot, Maria Jose and Nathalie. And so it is the turn of Italbiotech, and a very relevant partner in this, because Italbiotech will support the whole reinforcing consortium as a partner, as a very active partner in managing all the process, all the administrative process of the open call. Marta, Sarah, as you prefer.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. I'm Marta. I'm working as a project manager in Consortio Italbiotech, which is, as Angela said, the partner in reinforcing, who is in charge of the cascading grant management, acting as the contracting entity in representation of the consortium towards the grantees, towards the funded project within reinforcing, and also the project, the partner who deals with the application and evaluation process, especially in the operational part. As a company, Consortio Italbiotech gathers, is a consortium who gathers around 100 companies in the field, mainly in the field of biotechnology. So in field of life science, bioeconomy, agro-food, and promote the sustainable innovation and new project in the field of the sustainable innovation. And this is my colleague Sarah.
Hello everyone. I'm not sure if you see me because of the background. Okay, great. So welcome everyone to this webinar. We are very happy to be here to present our first call. I'm Sara Mignotti. I'm the head of the project management bioeconomy unit in Consortio Italbiotech, and together with Marta, we are the co-managers, you can say.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Marta and Sarah. So now it's time to dive into the details of our webinar. I will stop sharing my screen with this first slide to welcome you, but I have a further presentation, a proper presentation. Just a moment to have the presentation mode of this PowerPoint in order that you can see properly all the slides. So just an overview of our webinar today, the agenda. So of course we have started welcoming you, and I will present the agenda of the day, and then I will provide you with a few information about reinforcing in general as a whole. I promise that I will be very short in this, and then we will go through the details of the first reinforcing open call together with Maria Jose. Then Marta and Sarah, we will accompany us across the call requirements, what is our submission process, and how are the phases of the evaluation process for the applications of this first open call. And we will have some time for your questions, for your request of clarifications to us in order to better understand what are the boundaries and all the details of our open calls, and then of course a short moment to recap everything and to provide you with the relevant things and the relevant links to find more information about our call. So to start with reinforcing, as you know, this cascading grant, so these small grants have been provided thanks to a European funded project called Reinforcing, which is a project funded under the Horizon Europe Framework Program. And the main aim of Reinforcing is to support institutions and organizations to implement and enhance their experiences in open and responsible research and innovation. In doing this, our ambition is to become the central point of knowledge and expertise, so to become a point of reference for all the actors, all the organizations and entities across Europe that would like to embark on open and responsible research and innovation journey. So we will not support single researchers or individuals in innovation, but we are looking for institutions and entities of any kind that would like to perform open and responsible research and innovation practices and activities. Together with the launching of different open calls, we will see in a while more details about this. We will design, and we are designing in this very moment the platform devoted to open responsible research and innovation, called One-Stop Source, just to render this idea of becoming a central point of reference on open and responsible research and innovation. And the platform will collect a lot of services to support actors in their journey of open responsible research and innovation. The One-Stop Source will be launched soon by March of this year, so we are very busy in working on this. To do all this work in being very ambitious, of course, we needed to have an amazing and experienced consortium, and this is what Reinforcing is. So we have 11 partners very experienced in the practice of open responsible research and innovation, but also experience in supporting other actors to ground and implement open responsible research and innovation. Partners across Europe with different but complementing skills and competencies and long experience in European funded projects in this realm. Bassetti Foundation is, as I said before, the coordinator of this brilliant network of excellent partners experienced in open responsible research and innovation. So a lot of services will be provided through the One-Stop Source, and of course grants are part of this, because as you will see in a while, the application procedures for the cascading grants will be through our website, our platform. What you can see now, it is the website of Reinforcing that will be step by step enhanced by other features and other services, and will become the full One-Stop Source platform. And in this full platform, we will provide other support services and also training on open responsible research and innovation for all the institutions and actors interested in this topic. One relevant feature of Reinforcing is that all the activities, all the services that we will provide, And also the grants are co-designed together with ORRI, the Open Responsible Research and Innovation Community. We think that listening to and collecting insight from the community is really, really important to better tailor services for the community that in a way we are serving. So also in the production, in the designing of the call text, we have listened and we will listen to our community, the ORRI community, and also sub-community, let's say, in order to collect their suggestion to have very specific but also flexible open call in order they can have really the possibility to enhance their experience or to start from the beginning their journey in open responsible research and innovation. And this will be the same also for all the other services that we will provide along the course of our 50 months project, so until the first months of 2027. We have two kind of open calls and two kind of grants called boosters and incubators. Maria Jose will tell you more about the differences, the specificities and the features of these two kind of calls, but just to have in mind that will be many opportunities, not just with this first open call. Here you can see more or less the timeline of the launch of our 7 open calls. So until November 2025, we will have 7 rounds of open calls. So a lot of opportunities, 96 institutions that will be found thanks to reinforcing. And a couple of words about the first selected topic for this open call, responsible open innovation. We have predefined just the 3 out of 7 open calls, because we think these 3 topics that we have selected are really important and relevant for the community, and there are out of there not so many opportunities for the actors, for the organization working in these topics. And the first one is responsible open innovation. So we think that reinforcing can do this part in providing these funding opportunities. We thought that responsible open innovation is really relevant in this very moment, especially thinking about the European policy landscape. There are many EU policies dealing with responsible open innovation, in which actors of responsible open innovation can have a relevant role. And there are a lot of policies dealing with this concept of responsible open innovation, like the European missions, the European Green Deal, the policies on knowledge valorization, all the policies related to artificial intelligence, but also at regional level, if you look at the regional level, partnership for regional innovation. So what is the next phase of smart specialization strategies is really dealing with this new idea of open innovation, enlarging the interaction to the societal actors. And this is a request of this new way of looking at smart specialization strategy in the partnerships for regional innovation. So we think we are really addressing an important sector, and we can really intercept relevant actors in the context of the current European policies. So I will pass the floor to Maria Jose. Of course, if you have comments or questions about reinforcing, are more than welcome. And you can also comment on chat, even if we really would like to have an informal dialogue with you in this webinar. So Please don't be shy and open up your microphone and comment and make your question in order that we can reply to you all.
Thank you,
But
Angela.
if not, Maria, so the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Angela. Well, now I would like to give you a bit more details about specifically the open calls that we will have during the project. One of the main challenges of reinforcing is to bring closer the responsible and innovation system to the society. So for that, we want to support institutions and territories, and that's why Reinforcing has set up 96 grants during the whole project. So it means that we will have two types of open calls between 20K and 60K euros. The idea is that the open calls will award projects planning to implement open responsible research and innovation activities. The calls that I was speaking will be divided between 7 calls in total, as Angela mentioned, will be the smaller called ORRI boosters of 20K and 3 larger grants called incubators of 60K. We will speak about the differences in the next slide. The beneficiaries not only will receive the money, they will also receive some training modules, peer learning activities, and online webinars. And at the end of the project, the open responsible research the beneficiaries of the open responsible research innovation incubator grants will receive an impact prize for the most successful ones. For the case of the ORRI booster of 20K, we will award applicants that has already experience in RRI for an 8-month project, which means that we will grant each 12 proposals per open call. And for the case for the ORRI incubators of 60K, we will award 6 consortium because for this case of open calls, we will need at least 2 beneficiaries per consortium because they will be implementing a 12 months the project. During the EVN Congress that we ran last year in June, we had a workshop where some of you were there, and we were talking about the barriers and the challenges that people and organizations has facing while implementing RRI. And after some discussions internally as well with the consortium, we come up with some challenges that we think are the most repeated during that workshop, which means it's multi-stakeholder and engagement and citizens engagement. And in this case, we are foreseeing proposals that wants to work on the identification and effective engagement of all relevant stakeholders in the innovation process. We also were talking about the intellectual property rights. So we are foreseeing projects addressing issues related to the management of the ownership of intellectual assets and the sharing of the IP between different parties. And also, we are very concerned about the sustainability of the project when it's finished. And we are very interested as well to hear from you about impact assessment and responsibility. And we are expecting proposals willing to improve organizations' measurement of the impact of actions related to responsibility in open innovation. Having said this, we would like to bring to your attention as well that applicants can apply for other specific topics that they could identify it. You just need to justify why, and would be more than welcome as well. Also, during this time, we are receiving some questions about what specific activities can you deliver during the process. And we thought that maybe some examples of these specific activities could be nice. So we bring three specific activities that matches with the 3 challenges that we already proposed. So for the first one about citizens engagement, we thought that training to deploy comprehensive stakeholders engagement plans, consultation, co-creation and co-design processes Another processes leading to more open and responsible practices in the field of innovation could fit very well. For the second type of the IP rights, activities aimed to leveraging, adapting, and replacing best practices in the area of open and responsible innovation would be very accurate as well. And the last example for the sustainability and the impact, we think that actions aiming to strengthen and institutionalizing existing internal practices of open and responsible innovation could be very, very interesting as well. So that would be everything from my side. And I would like to pass the floor to my colleague from Italo Biotech, who will give you more details of the open calls.
Okay.
Maria
Yeah,
Jose,
no.
I have seen a question in a chat. I can reply immediately to this about conflict of interest and being part of the network of EBN as a partner of the consortium, reinforcing consortium. Of course, we have checked with our project officer, and so the European Commission and granting authority for the European Commission, which is the research executive agency. And of course, it is not the case because otherwise it will be very complex to find applicants if we need to be very strict in interpreting the conflict of interest. Of course, we will have a very transparent procedure in order not to have conflict of interest, and you have also documents to be signed, and Marta and Sarah will explain all the administrative procedures, but being part of the network of EBN cannot be envisaged as a conflict of interest, since EBN is a partner of reinforcing. So for this, we are presenting this open call to you, and we are promoting the open call also in the EBN network. So no problem for this. We can see the presentations are moving.
Okay. So now I will explain a little bit more in detail the application procedure and the evaluation process. So applications must be submitted using the Reinforcing Project website by the 30th of January 2024 at 5 p.m. Brussels time. And each application has to be completed and consists of 3 parts. The first part has to be completed online using the online form that I will show you later on the project website. And it requires some general information, especially about the project. And as I said, it has to be completed online for each applicant. The second part is the technical proposal, which consists of a first section of administrative information, and the second part about the technical description of the project. It has to be completed using the mandatory template, and then uploaded using the PDF format on the website in the online form. And the third part is the declaration of honor, which has to be signed, downloaded from the website, signed, and uploaded in PDF in the online form. So now I will show you briefly what is the application procedure going in the website. So, just one moment. Yeah. So, can you see it?
Not yet. Now we can see the reinforcing.
Okay, perfect. So you have, of course, to go to the Reinforcing Project website, which is www.reinforcing.eu. And then this is the main the home web page of the website, you have to go on the menu and click on the voice open calls, and to see the details about the current call and to do also the application, you have to click on this voice. As you can see in this web page, it's visible the details about the eligible criteria, a little bit of the application process, as well as the call calendar. Here is the button if you want to apply. So now we can, let's suppose to do a fake application in our case. So here you can see the online form. This is the first section to be completed online, of course, and you have to fill it with the acronym of your project, and then the full title, the duration. So in your case, it would be 8 months, as well as the number of the partners, their location, and also here you can flag the ORRI keywords that are related to the thematics of your project. You can also not only flag them, but also you can add some free ORRI keywords if you want. And then you have to briefly explain the challenges that your project will address, and also the changes that would like to. Of course, the date of the submission and the abstract. And here there is the space to upload the document, so the template and the declaration of honor. So you download it here. So download it. Okay, maybe. Okay, it's downloaded. Okay. So then you have to. It's a little bit slow for the connection.
So the idea is that you have to fill out the online form and together with these upload 2 other documents, which are the templates in which you describe your proposed project, and this declaration of honor in which you really sign on behalf of your organization that in case of a successful evaluation, you will proceed on implementing the project.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my connection is not very stable, so I will briefly explain this procedure. So once you have downloaded the template and the declaration of honor, you have, of course, to fill them and to sign. Each partner has to sign the declaration of honor, and then you need to upload them in PDF here, and then you have to flag that you have read and agreed the privacy policy, of course, about the storage and handling of the data by reinforcing according to its privacy policy. And then you click on the button submit, and the application is done. So now I will skip again to the PowerPoint presentation. Of course, if you have more question about the application and the submission, the application and the evaluation process, you can ask me, and I will try to reply. Focusing on the proposal template. The proposal template is the second part of the application process. Here you can see the overall structure of the template. The length of the technical proposal for the booster call has to be not more than 5 pages. The first section is about the general information. As I said before, it has to be completed online, so you need to remove it from before submitting your application. Whereas you have to keep the rest of the section. So the second section is about the administrative information, focusing on the participating organization. So you have to list them, and you need to insert their data. The section 3 to 5 are the technical section, the technical part of the proposal, and that part will be object of evaluation. In particular, section 3 is the excellence part, dealing with the objectives of your projects. You need also to specify their needs and the approach to address them, as well as a brief a description of your previous experience in ORRI. The impact section, which is the section 4, you need to describe the changes you want to achieve with your project, especially in terms of the benefits for your organization and the society. Whereas finally, the implementation section is about the activities. In particular, you are required to compile the work plan of your project. So you need to divide the project into action. Each action has to be specified for its objectives, the activities, the expected results, and the milestones. And finally, you need to explain the budget. So are you going to manage your expenses? And so for each partner, you need to list the personnel costs, the purchase costs, and also the indirect. So that's all for the application. Let's skip to the. Okay, let's skip to the timeline of this call. As I said, the deadline for the application is on the 30th of January 2024 at 5. The call is open for 2 months, so it has been launched at the end of November. After the closing of the call, there will be the evaluation process, which will occur all February 2024 and will consist of 3 steps. After the final evaluation, there will all the grantees will be informed about that. We'll find about there will be communicated the results and the ranking, and there will be the signature. So the grantees will be invited to sign the sub-grant agreement with the Reinforcing Consortium. After the signature of the grant agreement, all the funded projects can start. So they will start in April in 2024, and they will last for 8 months, ending at the end of November of this year. So the evaluation process will consist of 3 phases. The first phase is a general check about the compliance the compliance with the eligibility criteria and other formal and general criteria, and will carried out by us, so by Consorzio Italbiotech as the contracting, as it is the contracting entity. The eligibility criteria that each applicant have to meet are the following. So to answer to the previous question that I saw in the chat, applicants must be established in a European country, so member state or associated country. And then they must be legal entities, for example, CSO, NGO, higher education institutions, research centers, and SME. They also have to declare their financial stability, and they should not have any legal relationship with any organization involved in the Reinforcing Consortium, including their affiliate entities. Apart from eligibility criteria, each applicant has to meet other general criteria that are considered during the first phase of the evaluation. Of course, all of these general criteria has to be met. In particular, the activities envisaged in the project must focus on the call, on the actions described in the call condition, have to meet the call requirements. the application have to be submitted using the project website, using the mandatory template that I have shown you before. And also they must be completed in all the 3 parts and written in all in English. It is also not possible to submit different application under the same call, even if the applicants can apply to more than one reinforcing call, as long as the funding amount received by the same organization is not more than 60,000 euros. And finally, the applicants are invited and must declare that the same project hasn't received funding for under another call. This declaration, you can see that you can, in the proposal template, there is in the section 2, so in the administrative part, there is a section where you can declare that this project is not being funded under another call of reinforcing. So this is the first part of the evaluation. For the evaluation, so the proper evaluation of the applications, different criteria will be considered, and the evaluation will focus on the technical part of the proposal. So will focus on the excellent part, the impact and the implementation sections of the proposal. For the excellence part, the excellence part will be evaluated in particular for the clarity of the project objectives and the pertinence of the project objectives with the call requirements, whereas the impact section will be evaluated for the expected changes that benefits the organization, the territory, and the society. And finally, the implementation section, so the section regarding the activities, will be evaluated for the quality and the consistencies in relation to the project objectives. So to summarize and go more in detail on the evaluation process, as I explained before, the first phase is the eligibility check carried out by the contracted entity. So the proposal that will pass that pass the first phase will undergo the preliminary assessment carried out by reinforcing consortium. The reinforcing consortium will focus especially in the excellence and impact sessions. So they will look at the clarity and pertinence of the project objectives and the expected changes. And they will select a maximum of 48 proposals. This is, sorry for it's not the presentation. It's maximum 48 proposals, and the proposal that will undergo the final evaluation and ranking, they will be evaluated by 3 external evaluators that will consider all the 3 sections of the technical proposal. So excellence, impact, and implementation. And they will firstly, during the final evaluation, they will firstly carry out an individual evaluation, and they then will reach an agreement through an online panel meeting. At the end, when they reach an agreement, they will communicate their decision to the consortium, and they will select a maximum of 12 proposals that will be funded. And as a result, an evaluation summary report, including the ranking of the proposal, it will be published on the project website, and it will be visible to everyone. And of course, after each step of this of the evaluation process, the applicants that didn't pass each step will be informed via email. So our email is grants@reinforcing.eu. Especially during the final evaluation, a specific scoring system will be used. The scoring system uses scores from 0 to 5, considering 0 as non-acceptable concept and proposal, and 5 as an excellent section, as an excellent proposal. So the average attributed for the average score attributed for each section has to be at least 3 points, and will be calculated for all reviewer evaluations. The sum of these scores results in the total evaluation score for each project, and so the minimal total evaluation scores to be ranked and funded is 9, whereas the maximum score is, of course, 15. Proposal will be with the until funds for the call are exhausted. And in the case of ex aequo proposals, and additional ranking criteria will be considered the diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay, so that's all from my side. Here in the presentation that will be made available to everyone, you can find some useful, actually all the useful material for this present call. So if you cannot find, if you have issues in finding the call text, here there is the link that forwards you to the website. And also, if you want to know more in detail the application process, the call requirements, you can find them in the guideline for applicants. And also, if you have issues in finding the documents for application, here it is. And also some information about the privacy policy of reinforcing. Thank you.
Thank you, Marta. So as Marta mentioned, all the documents, so all the details for the open calls, but in general for the 7 rounds of open calls in reinforcing the procedures, as you can imagine, are the same. And so all the guidelines for these are on our website in the page of the current call and grants in general. You can find all the guidelines to guide you step by step in the application procedures. So you have all the details already presented. Now the process of evaluation will be conducted by the reinforcing consortium together with external evaluators in the last phase. I would also like to mention that we have an open call for evaluators because we really want to have a transparent and neutral process for evaluating the proposal. So we will have this compliance screening and this preliminary evaluation conducted by reinforcing partners, but the main core activities of the evaluation will be done by external evaluators, and any individual experience in open responsible research and innovation activities and practices can be an evaluator of our open call processes. And now we are selecting, we have received some candidatures, we are selecting the best evaluators for this open call on responsible open innovation. So definitely we can open the discussion and the space for Q&A. There is a question in the chat about a tool for the platform. So we have received a few questions by email about tools. So of course, when we talk about tools in the context of reinforcing, in the context of open responsible research and innovation, we are thinking about open responsible research and innovation tools. Furthermore, this open call is addressed to experienced organizations and entities in open responsible research and innovation. There are mandatory features to apply for this call. One is that entities applying for this call has a little bit of experience in implementing and conducting activities of responsible open innovation. So we think that, or in general, the open responsible research community is familiar with this concept of ORRI tool, because there was an old project, a really relevant project called ORRI tools. I can share here in the chat the address to the link to find the website of this project, ORRI tools, which is a repository, a sort of platform very similar to what Reinforcing would like to achieve in the next months. So a repository of best practices and experiences, initiatives on responsible research and innovation. In that phase, the European Commission tended to talk about responsible research and innovation. Now we have this new phase of open and responsible research and innovation. And ORRI tools collected best practices, guidelines, reports of any kinds. So the results of initiatives and projects on responsible research and innovation. It was a way to share the experience of all the actors involved in activities connected to open responsible research and innovation with the whole community, in order to get others to replicate that experience and to learn from that experience in terms of challenges, in terms of constraints, in terms of added value, results, everything. So our idea is to arrive at the end of the project, of the 8 months of the project, with something, a guideline, a report, a small website, an app, whatever you think that could be useful to be shared with other potential actors on open responsible research and innovation, that can learn from your initiative, that can learn from your experience, and you can provide all the relevant details to replicate and, of course, adapt to their own context what you have done in your project. So it is not a technological tool, it's not a practical thing, it's not an innovation tool, but it is an open, responsible innovation tool. So a way to share your process that we can present and showcase in our website, which is a repository of best practices and indications for other institutions and organizations to ground open, responsible research and innovation. So we are very open and flexible. We don't have, and we will not provide a very precise definition of tools, because for us, any kind of support to enable other actors to replicate the process of open, responsible research and innovation is totally fine to us. So, but of course that we can understand that sometimes it's difficult to grab when you call about a tool, what is a tool. But yeah, it's very common in the ORRI community talking about ORRI tool, having in mind this big repository, which was the ORRI tools website. Of course, as I said before, don't be shy. You can open your mic and present yourself and your question without going through the chat, but as you prefer, we can go ahead reading the questions on the chat and try to reply to your questions. I see a further one. ORRI tool be a byproduct of the institutionalization of ORRI, or can be a creation of a tool? For us, it is the same. We don't have a fixed idea on this. Of course, the tool should be a byproduct. So you have in mind the process, and then you have some results to be presented and shared. And so you produce this tool to present your process. Or the tool in itself could be an achievement of your ORRI, Open Responsible Innovation process. We know that a project lasting just 8 months is a challenge, so you need to combine and also to take in your take into account the time frame. So we don't have a fixed idea on this. It's up to you, and it's up to your experience what is the best thing. So to create a tool that can be useful for your organization, but also useful for other organizations. So then at the end of the process can be open to everyone. And so the production of the tool in itself, it is the project, or can be a tool to present, showcase your process as a small part of the 8-month activities that you have foreseen and presented in your application. I hope to have clarified enough, but of course, if it's not clear, please tell me in the chat or even interacting with us. Thank you. Maureen, I see your that you have raised your hand.
Yes, good evening. I am Maureen, a program coordinator for Vestervel Foundation. I just wanted clarity on 2 things.
Yeah.
You kind of mentioned that the organization should be a European based. So my thing is, if the organization is European based, but the project is targeting beneficiaries in Africa, is that okay? And then another one is, I was quite interested with the other call for incubators, because we do operate as an incubator / accelerator for startups within the innovation ecosystem. So do I need to register on the platform and wait for the call until March?
Okay, so for the first question, thank you, first of all, Maureen, for these 2 questions, because they are an opportunity to clarify some details about our open call in general, and specific on the case of this booster call. So in general, so not only for this, as we have presented, of course, this is a Horizon Europe funded sub-grant. European countries are the ideal, let's say, applicants, but Horizon Europe is also open to so-called associated countries. There are agreements across countries beyond Europe, and in our documents you can find the link to the official documents of the European Commission on this. So what are the associated countries? In general, all the official documents of the European Commission, so the rules set by the European Commission, apply also to reinforcing in terms of countries and also territories in which you can implement your activities. So if the European Commission sets that it's okay to have activities also beyond Europe, because there is an agreement between the European Commission and other countries outside Europe, it's fine to us. Sometimes some activities can be considered for the project, so are part of the project and have some obligations, but also some opportunities in terms of dissemination, but they can't be covered by funding. So you really need to check in these official documents, and we can support you to find the right ones to see if the activities that you have in mind can be covered by the funding of the European Commission, and so in this case by reinforcing. For the second question, was about the other call for the incubators. The name is incubator, but of course, again, we are not talking about the classic innovation incubator. Our so-called incubator call, it's a way to support newcomers first beginners of open responsible research and innovation to start their practice in open responsible research and innovation. So they will be supported by reinforcing consortium through different kind of activities and services, but they will propose their own project to do it in starting their activities in open responsible research and innovation. So it's an ORRI, an open responsible research and innovation incubator through the funds of reinforcing, but it's not a real classic innovation incubator. For the launch of this new open call, yes, I'm sorry, but you have to wait until March when we will launch the next call on this. The topic will not be the same, so in this case, we have the topic of responsible open innovation, but the second topic will be different. We will change every time the topic, the focus of our calls in order to address different challenges, to interact with different actors and try to intercept as many entities and organizations as possible in order to mainstream the very idea and the practices of open responsible research and innovation. So for instance, our focus in the next open call for the first incubator open call will be the Balkan region. So applications from Balkan region, the Balkan countries will be welcome to show and present their idea on how to implement ORRI practices. Of course, they can also deal with the idea and activities connected to responsible open innovation. That's okay, but they need to ground their activities in Balkan countries. And also in the other rounds of open calls in July and later on, we will search for different topics in order to really expand the practices of open responsible research and innovation across different topics, across different focus, also from a geographical and discipline perspectives. I hope that I have clarified a little bit what you would like to know, Maureen. Perfect. Other questions? So, okay. So the topics, if you can remind a little bit what I presented in my presentation. The very center idea, the very central idea of reinforcing, and we think a relevant point of reinforcing is to really interact with the community and listen to the community in terms of needs and topics. So we have predefined just 3 topics. This one on responsible open innovation, the next one on Balkans countries and region, and in July we will launch the second incubator calls on missions and so involving territories and actors that are dealing with mission activities. Specifically European missions, so territories that in a way are involved or are willing to be enrolled in European missions, the 5 missions that perhaps you have heard about, which is a novelty of the Horizon Europe program, but are not dealing a lot so far in citizen engagement, stakeholder engagement, activities that are at the very core, at the very center of the open responsible research and innovation idea and and principles. So organizations, innovation ecosystem actors, quadruple helix actors, to be more precise, because in the context of the missions, we are talking about more on quadruple helix. So also policymakers that would like to implement activities connected to open responsible research and innovation. So dealing more on citizen and stakeholder engagement actions in the context of the missions. So this will be the topic of the third open call. The other last four calls and will be co-designed together with the community during the whole course of the reinforcing project. I'm looking for the first. Joanna, I have already replied, but anyway, I can elaborate a little bit about a tool as a byproduct. Or
Sorry, Angela. She's mentioning it because it's, I mean, Joanna first, before that, she asked if you are planning to submit, for example, the booster fund, can you respond to the incubator open call for evaluators, or is it still too close to being a conflict of interest?
I'm sorry, I'm looking for the
It's
first.
just before when you put the link of the tools.
Okay. Okay, so I think that Sarah and Marta also have a slide on this, so it is not a problem to try to apply for the open call for evaluators. So no, there is no problem, because of course we will check the conflict of the potential conflict of interest, and you will sign as evaluator a document for a conflict of interest. In any case, once you candidate yourself for evaluators, there will be no an automatic mechanism. So we will select, according to the experience and the expertise, the best evaluators for each call. So even if you apply for being an evaluator under reinforcing, this doesn't mean that you will be selected for one of the 7 open call. So there will be a check made by the consortium according to the expertise and experience of the evaluators, the profiles of the evaluators that have been applied for the open call for evaluators. And so it's impossible to be evaluators and also part of the consortium, if any, for an application. So there was no problem. You can definitely apply to be an evaluator, and in the meantime thinking to submit an application for this open call, and perhaps be a winning proposal on this round, and later on be selected as an evaluator for a further open call. Also because after this experience as a winning proposal, you will have the experience to be a valid evaluator later on in a further call. So there is no problem. There will be a check made by the consortium before starting the process. Other questions from the audience, comments, requests to clarify some details, some point of the procedures of the evaluation process, or the interpretation of the call text, that we know it is quite wide and we are absolutely flexible. We have provided some examples to inspire you in a way, but of course you are really open and welcome to submit other activities, other examples, or also to address different challenges that are not mentioned in the call text. These were examples emerging from the discussion and the dialogue that we had with the ABN community. But of course, we know there are a lot of other challenges to be addressed under the context of responsible open innovation that are absolutely valid and relevant, and perhaps more relevant for your organization, for institutions. So you really need to tackle this problem instead of our challenges. So we are very flexible to hear from you what is your challenge. Of course, you need to justify in a way that this is important for your institution. And if we have a solid proposal, we are very flexible in going beyond what we have select as boundaries of our call text. So there is no problem for this if you have a good proposal justifying and really explaining why your project is relevant for your institution to ground that kind of activities connected to open responsible innovation. If there are no further questions, I think we can close up this info session webinar. Of course, you can check all the documents on our website. You can also contact us through our emails for any further questions or clarification that you will need in preparation of your proposals. Of course, you are more than welcome to apply. We hope that what we have presented today have provided food for thoughts and more ideas and more details to refine your proposal ideas. You have almost 2 weeks of time to revise and refine your idea, and we will be waiting for your proposal. Thank you very much for your time, for your interest in reinforcing and in our first open call, and have a good rest of the day. Thank you on behalf of Reinforcing Consortium.